The decision on public transportation service restriction may trigger an allegedly caused new COVID-19 cluster, and people encouraged not to leave town for a long weekend. Good morning from the Studio 51 newsroom in PKTJ Morning News here in Jakarta. Good to be with you, I'm Melaneta Aisyah Putri. Government need to take an effective transportation policies dealing with COVID-19. One of transportation policies that the Jakarta city government has tried to implement with regard to COVID-19 was sudden reduction on public transportation service, which was criticized by many because it caused long queues passenger at several transit stops and stations that potentially increased transmission risk. The reduction on public transit frequency as attempted by Jakarta city government is an example of conventional policies that commonly carried out in the transportation sector to deal with pandemic by reducing people mobility. However, an energy economic Dr. Olisius Joko Purwanto said that an effective implementation of policy should not focus on eliminating the general trips and not on limiting the trip itself. Met by PKTJ News, Dr. Olisius further explained at least 4 types of policies that can help to reduce the number of transmission of COVID-19 in transportation sector. The first step the government need to do is to focus on eliminating the primary activities generating the trip demand and not on simply limiting the service themselves. Restriction on services such as decreasing the frequency of metro, train or bus services should not only be done and only if the implementation of long-distance activities such as teleworking, online learning has been carried out with optimal coordination by all the involved stakeholders. The second policy that the government must do is to ensure the safety of drivers, crews, and those working to operate stations, terminals, airports, ports, and other distribution centers. Then, related to private vehicle and freight load. Government should allow the use of private and freight load modes such as truck and light duty vehicle. Priority must still be given to road freight vehicle to ensure the continued availability of staple goods. Finally, the government must make sure the capacity of transporting goods and passengers are well maintained. Dr. Olisius is optimistic when the 4 policies are mitigated, the virus will not really affect the people's life.
Yes, I'm sure. When government can reduce the demand that causes people to mobile and also implement the health protocols, allowing private and freight vehicle and maintain the capacity of passenger vehicle and goods transport vehicle, people can still be safe from the impact of COVID-19.
Alright, to see how people react to the restriction in transportation service in Jakarta, we have Vina and Biru with us who will report the situation in Harmony Bus Shelter. Vina, please.
Thank you, Mele. I'm now with Mr. Blue, one of Transjakarta passengers who use it on his daily basis. Good morning, Mr. Blue.
Good morning.
Are you surprised to see the long queue today? Did the government give enough information of the public service frequency restriction today?
Yeah, I have heard the news about 3 days ago, but I don't expect this long queue happens. That's so pity as I have to be at the office at 8, but now it's 7:45.
So, you mean you don't agree with the government decision to restrict the number of Transjakarta services?
Yeah, I'm sort of upset of queuing. Well, I don't mean this idea is bad, but at least the government need to give us solution. Look at this crowd of people. This can be new cluster, right?
Yes, that's right, Mr. Blue. Well, anyway, do you know the new habit of getting on the bus, right?
Yeah, of course. That is why I'm wearing mask. And I also bring my personal stuff, such as hand sanitizer, another mask, and eating tools.
Do you think it's hard to do?
Well, for the beginning, yes. But then I get used to it. Well, I don't have any choice but to follow the health protocols, as I have family at home and also friends at the office. I don't want them to get infected.
Yes, that's good for you. Thank you, Mr. Blue, for your information. So, good people, as you can see behind me, all passengers seem to wear masks, but they tend to ignore the safe distance from one another. This must be risky for COVID-19 to spread. Therefore, government should reconsider to implement the public transportation service restriction. Here, Vina Dika Kinanti reported from Harmony Bus Shelter. Now, back to Mele.
Thank you, Vina. That is the PKTJ Morning News. Don't forget to use your mask, wash your hands, keep the distance, and stay healthy. I'm Melaneta Asia Putri. Have a great day.